Have you ever loved and appreciated a movie, but for some reason it just fell short for your expectations? Like something about it just felt off. Sinners 2025 is that movie for me. There were some great things about it, and I mean great, but there were also some questionable aspects about it. The cinematography is excellent, the acting is all there, and the environmental history is a win. With its impressive 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, it is a horror flick that is a vampire movie. Yes, a vampire movie. And the reason I emphasize this is because a lot of people didn't seem that was the case for the first half of the film. Now, this film is definitely worth watching, so if you haven't seen it, I would suggest maybe you could click off of this video if you're not interested in hearing a little bit about it. I'm not going to reveal any spoilers, but if you have seen it, I would like to talk about it, maybe even get your thoughts on it. Now that some time has passed a little bit from when the movie originally was released, which was earlier this year of 2025, I think that now would have been a really good time to just talk about it and what I liked and what I didn't like about it. It can be found on HBO Max and Netflix, and stars the very well-known actor Michael B. Jordan. Sinners 2025 was directed by Ryan Coogler and stars Michael B. Jordan. It's a horror film that was set in the 1930s Mississippi. The movie follows twin brothers, both played by Michael B. Jordan, who are returning home after a life of crime to start again, amidst the backdrop of racism and supernatural evil, where black sharecroppers still work the fields nearly 60 years after the end of slavery. Oppression and fear is still apparent. With a vibrant culture of church life and where emergent blue music thrives, the film delves into family and redemption. Both brothers are gruff but well-intentioned. So basically, while the first half of the movie is the process of these brothers making things happen, they use their ill-gotten gains to open up a juke joint and commission local musicians in the area that are willing to play at their venue, alongside their cousin, Sammy Preacher Boy Moore, who is grappling with his religion but has a burgeoning passion to play blues music, despite his father's expectations of him becoming a preacher, which is very well known at the beginning of the movie. In the attempt to attract crowds and attention to a communal space that is away from the prying eyes of white folk, a place to have fun and drink, gamble, dance, and listen to live performances. It is a scrappy and reckless dream, and a dangerous one. So the juke joint is pivotal and a cultural heartbeat, where music and dance reflect the evolution of the black communities throughout the decades. The transition showcases their resilience and influence, where music is a powerful narrative force. I say the scene is beautiful and it's very well done, and honestly, it has you in awe. It is quite a rich scene, and it's very beautiful and just cool to watch. It is a celebration of heritage and a testament to the impact of blues, jazz, and other genres of the community's identity. Honestly, at this point of the movie, you really do get to see what black people had to endure in these trying times, what culture was like, and how their influences have impacted us even to this day. So at this point in the movie, you're probably wondering, well, where's all the horror stuff? We haven't really even had much of a taste or a lick of it, too much except for maybe the very beginning of the movie, which is very apparent. Well, this is where antagonism takes its form as a white man whose name is Remick, alongside with his two other band partners. They try to convince them to play at their juke joint, but Smoke and Stack and the rest are very cautious and do not want this. They want nothing to do with these people. Now, without giving too much information at this point, because I could go into detail, but I will not do that. Let's just say that the rest of the movie is super gory, a lot of gun blasting, and is ridden with very interesting possessions. The characters face a gut-wrenching choice, pitting them against their loved ones transformed. And this is where the vampire aspect starts to kick in. And for most viewers, I think that this is just kind of out of left field, like they didn't even see this coming. It kind of takes a sharp left turn. And for most viewers, think that you kind of almost get two separate movies out of this, where the first half is Brother, Where Art Thou? The second is Dusk Till Dawn. That being said, I don't necessarily think that this is a bad thing. In fact, it kind of balances out, because at the beginning of the movie, you do hear a voice. This voice talks about legends of people with the gift of music making so true that it actually pierces the veil between life and death. This poetic narration sets up a mystical tone, hinting at the supernatural elements of the story. And so, with that being said, yes, there is an expectation of a darker side that is going to happen throughout some time in this movie. But this narration wasn't clear enough to set expectations for most viewers. And for me, it hinted more of something along the lines of spiritual or maybe even demonic, but nothing really vampire related. And for me, this was frustrating because of marketing or early scenes suggesting of a whole different direction. It's a subtle foreshadowing of the movie, which I think is great. Maybe the filmmakers wanted to create a sense of mystery, but it left people feeling a little misled. I very much liked this movie, and I do give it a good rating for what it is. Now, for what I expected it to be, I'm not so sure about that one. Sinners 2025 received widespread acclaim. If you haven't seen this movie, go check it out, and let me know what you think.